Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Mandolin Reese, the street angel here in Los Angeles.
Hi, I'm Suitori Genki.
Yes, we're here today to talk about a subject that needs to be discussed because I'm going to give big ups to Hollywood, what they're doing about all these people, power people, that think they can do whatever they want to do to and with women. But people are speaking about it and it should be stopped. So we're going to talk about it right now. You girls take it away, okay?
So I heard you had a bad experience recently.
Oh, it wasn't recently. So I've been doing this angel project for 5 years, promoting kindness and positive messages, anti-bullying. I started in Los Angeles and Hollywood, California, and just traveled with it all over the place, different cities, states, airports, events, red carpets. But when I first got started, this was probably 2012 sometime. That's the year I started this. I was new to the area and I was going to an event, an 80s party across town, and I wasn't going to know anybody there, so I got all dressed up in my 80s outfit. And I had recently met a guy. I didn't know him that well, but I had met him at some event, and he asked if I wanted to hang out, and I invited him to go along with me, and I asked him to be like my bodyguard for this event, right? Oh. I'm like, can you go with me to this event? I don't know anybody there, you know, and let's just go together. He's like, okay, sure. So the irony of me asking him to be my bodyguard was he actually turned out to be the bad guy. Like,
he took it the wrong way.
Well, I don't know what he did. He premeditated. He basically date rape drugged me, and so I'd only had 2 drinks, and the second drink he gave me was a beer, and as soon as I drank that, I started feeling weird. And then he was supposed to take me to my car so I could go home, but instead he took me back to his apartment.
Oh no.
And right when I got there, I started feeling very sick, and I go to his bathroom and I was just throwing up, like I wasn't stopping. And I'm like just laying there on the bathroom floor throwing up on his toilet. Anyway, he comes in the bathroom and he picks me up off the floor and he takes me to his bed.
Oh my God.
And he started pulling off like my clothes and stuff. So he was like tugging at my shorts trying to get them off, but it was an 80s outfit and I had these really tight 80s shorts with tights on. So he wasn't able to get my shorts off, thank God.
That's good you were wearing that.
It was a miracle, right? But he did manage to get my top off. He like ripped it off somehow. And I was like barely coherent, but I was able to like get my bearings enough to like, I grabbed my top back from him and I got out of bed and I was staggered back to the bathroom and I just kept throwing up. So then he comes in the bathroom and he tries to give me a pill. And I'm like, dude, I'm sitting here throwing up. Like, I'm not gonna take some pill you're handing me right now. Like,
good choice.
I put it in the pocket. I didn't take it. Anyway, I just felt like it was like a bad situation that I was in, and so I got every bit of courage I had and strength that I had left, and I went and stood in front of him like Superwoman, like stance. I said, "Take me to my car now," and he was like, whoa. He was like, okay. So he loads me up in his car, he took me to my car, and I got in my car, but then as soon as he drove away, I started to try to drive home, but then the drugs really kicked in. Like whatever, the GHB or whatever it was like I'd been hit with a tranquilizer gun. And my hands started to like go like this, and like I had to pull off the highway and my whole body went frozen. So my eyes worked, my brain worked, but I could not move. It was like I was frozen stiff. My head fell against the steering wheel. And I'm sitting there like not able to move. And it took a while. I have no idea how long for it to wear off. But I started to try to drive home again. And it happened in waves, and it took me like a few hours to get home. And
that's so dangerous, especially when you're driving.
I didn't know what it was.
You didn't know you're driving suddenly happened. It was like
I didn't know. I hadn't realized I had been drugged was the thing. I didn't know why I was sick. And I managed to call one of my friends in Texas who happened to be awake, which is a miracle because by then it was like 5 something in the morning in Texas time. And he answered and he said, "Wow, it sounds like you've been date rape drugged." And I was like, holy crap, light bulb went on. I was like, you're right. Like, how else can you describe like the fact that I was frozen solid, you know? So anyway, I wanted to just take a bath because I felt horrible and sick and shivers everywhere. I kind of had a little post-traumatic stress disorder. I did call 911. I told them what happened. I got their advice. They said in order to file a report, I had to go like do this date rape drug kit and give my statement and all this stuff to the hospital and police. And the whole thought of going to do that felt kind of traumatizing to me. And since I hadn't actually been raped, there wasn't going to be any evidence that they could take. So basically, I just didn't know what to do about it. But I'm one of the lucky ones here. Like, I escaped that situation. Can you imagine if I had been paralyzed?
Worst ever.
If that had kicked in while I was in his apartment and I couldn't move, then he could have done anything he wanted to me. But I managed to escape before that paralysis kicked in. So, but there's all these other women, hundreds if not thousands of other women in Hollywood. I hear about this all the time.
Yeah, there's a news about all these people.
Yeah, it's horrible. So
it is horrible.
People get drugged a lot. I have a friend, a former friend. She said she'd been drugged like 4 or 5 times. She acted like it was no big deal. I was like, maybe you should stop partying so much. I don't know. It's like, how could you have that happen to you so many times? But I've been very vigilant about my drinks ever since that happened. Like,
that's good.
I've tried to watch my beverages and like buy water and like stuff like that. So have you had any harassment?
No, luckily I never had an experience like that. But out of my previous work, we had this manager, and he was only stayed there for a month because what he did. But he is more like, oh, just tell me how much you want. And it's like, ooh, you look so beautiful today. You know, like the words he said is very sexual. And like, even like, there's one time he bring like a cucumber to the office. Like, all you need is batteries. I'm like, oh my god, excuse me, what you talking about? Yeah. And like, he also do interview with the like new employees. But we got this report from the, you know, the people who was applying job. So this became big news in my previous company. Everyone's like, oh my god, can't believe that. So everyone's asking me to write down the information about it, and also like few other ladies in the office. It wasn't just me. So luckily didn't have any like day drags, you know, like actual things happen. But yeah, I can see a lot of men, they should learn how to talk to women better. Or like, if you want to have sex, I mean, you can be like straightforward, say, hey, I think we're like attractive, can we date? And then, or just be straight, say, I would like have sex with you, you know, like instead just be like, hey, they drag you, you know. It's very, I personally don't think that's like right way to do. I mean, I was shocked. Like, I was dressed like an angel, for God's sake, and I had my posters like, and I got drugged during my angel project. Oh my God.
I mean, that's a pretty terrible person, like, that he was, to like a predator.
I believe in karma. Something will come back for him.
He believed, like, he premeditated to drug me, knowing what my mission was. Like, that just goes to show there's people who just don't, either they don't have self-control or they just have darkness in them that is completely unexplainable. Like, I don't know. But we did want to kind of address like all these sexual harassment and rape allegations happening in Hollywood. And so, did you have any comments on it?
Well, you know, I have this image of Hollywood is such like amazing place that people go there, all the actors, actresses, all these directors, they make these like beautiful movies, amazing, you know, so passionate. But turns out I reading news about it. It's talking about, you know, one of the person that he raped a young boy or like certain few girls, you know. So I don't really know how to like think about Hollywood. Like, it changed my image of Hollywood itself.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, what you think?
It's only my opinion. I haven't been around Hollywood my whole life, but I do think maybe back in the day, maybe there had a little more respect to the whole scene. But as time rolled on, I feel like with people going in droves to Hollywood, and there's just like this ample supply of people who are like desperate for these roles or whatever. It's almost like, you know, these people who have a lot of money and power, they take advantage of these people, and
I see that.
they'll do anything, you know, I don't know. It's hard to say, because I think a lot of these people abuse their power and privilege, like, you know, on these people who are inexperienced or naive to the whole scene, and like, I don't know, it's like a predatory practice.
I see that.
You know?
Yeah.
Not everybody, but I think it's so well known and prevalent. They have a cement casting couch in Hollywood. It's like a statue that, and what, it's supposed to be funny? I don't think that's funny. Like the whole casting couch thing, where if you don't know what that means it's like you're supposed to do some kind of sexual thing on a casting couch in order to get a role. And it's like, that's not really cool, you know, for anybody to have to put up with or do, you know, people shouldn't have to do something they don't want to do in order to win a role. I mean, it's supposed to be about your talent and how well you run lines and like how you look, you know. It's like not supposed to be, oh, who blows the director and who will bend over and do that. It's like horrible, you know. I'm sorry, I like sounding X-rated, but it's true.
Yeah, you're right. I think all the young ladies or young men, they want to join to Hollywood, they should definitely understand you don't have to do certain things to become part of the movies or part of the acting. You can say no, you know, like you said, you don't have to blow someone's something to become a part of their groups, you know. So I do think that's like one recommendation I will give to like the young people.
I would say Hollywood needs to definitely crack down on their integrity. What do you have to say about it?
Well, I think you guys gave a great message to the viewing audience, especially the young people. They need to know, need to hear this thing. And like I said, I give big ups to Hollywood. Now we have a guy who wants to be a senator. He's denying everything. He got so many people coming saying, you did this, you know?
Yeah.
So why would somebody want to hold on to a position and everybody in the world says, step down? But I remember before the election, the commander-in-chief, Donald J. Trump, he said, it's okay to grab him by the... Everybody knows what he said.
That.
No, that's terrible.
That was terrible.
Yes, it was. So...
You might as well just say it.
Yeah, I mean, how are we going to respect a leader like that, you know?
Yeah.
But, and I have a friend that told me her story, and she doesn't want to go on camera right now, but I'm going to tell you what happened to her. She worked for a company that is like funded by not just the government, but other companies as well. And her boss, who's married, told her that he wanted to have sex with her. And he would do this almost every day, she said.
Wow.
So finally she couldn't handle it anymore. She quit her job.
Wow.
It's sad, you know.
That's like my previous manager. Yeah.
You can only take so much before you've just had enough.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So we're going to keep bringing these messages. Hopefully it will help a lot of people worldwide, not just here in Hollywood, but worldwide. The young people need to know you can say no.
Yes, you can say no.
You can do that. So we want you to subscribe to this channel and like this. Give us some feedback, right? Let us know how you feel about it.
Yeah, tell us some comments if you have an opinion or you want to say anything about, you know, what we talked about. We welcome your comments.
Yes.
Feedback.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.